Okay, let's see if Carlos King can give us 8 minutes of content. We're focusing on messy Tiffany this episode, so we might get something. You always need some scrubbing bubbles with her because she likes to stir up crap. But we opening with Mel and her friend doing some real estate investing advice. Oh, she's doing property preservation, which is maintaining foreclosed properties for banks. Now that's smart. This is the Mel I enjoy. I even like singing Mel. But above it all, Mel, Oh, Kimmy joining us too. So they get to talking about the tea. And Mel says, I wasn't expecting Stormy to bring her mama to my tea. She said, but I did get Kiki and Tiffany together and had them squash it. Kimmy said, well, I saw them arguing at Stormy's event. Kimmy said, well, look, I had real health issues, so I got to keep my stress here, and I'm worrying about co-parenting with Monster. Meanwhile, across town with Tiffany. So Tiffany is confused as to what happened between Kiki and her at Stormy's event and why Stormy jumped in. Because you've been lying and starting mess, and they're sick of it. And you thought you could throw Kiki under the bus for talking about her cousin, not realizing blood is thicker than water. Tiffany said, and then you came in with all your rehashing. And Stormy said, well, look, we just had to get everything on the table to clear the air. Stormy said, when I see how you and Kiki fight, I know y'all gonna be the best of friends one day because it's love-hate. Stormy said, I had a great recce session with her. She said, well, I had some one-on-one time with Sheree last night and I felt that was positive. No, it was positive because you were finally grilling somebody instead of getting called on your crap. But I'm surprised she hasn't been around Mel. I mean, they've got the children. You really trying to act like this is a real relationship and also like they're at the stage where Sheree would be up in the kid's face. Stormy said, I wouldn't let that worry me. But Tiffany said, but it's best for the kids, They ain't your kids, so you don't know what's best for them. You got a whole belly full of baby worrying about somebody else's kids. Stormy said, well, it would depend on if she was serious if I would care. And we know Sheree is many things, but serious ain't one. Stormy said, well, do you think Mel wants to meet with Sheree? I don't know. I haven't talked to Mel about Sheree. Because she'll bite your head off. Then she said, I also grilled Sheree on dating a known cheater and blending her family. Stormy like, wow, you really getting in this heifer business. God, then she gonna say, Mel went to her book signing. Mel might have been a fan. I mean, what's wrong with Mel being a fan of Sheree's? They're both in the reality show game. They both work with Carlos King. I'm a fan of Sheree, in a way. I mean, she was at the book signing. You don't go to the book signing unless you're a fan. I'm just repeating what I heard. You're starting shit. Good foot right now, and even Miss Nell, who ain't around the group that much, sensed the energy betwixt Melody and Stormy, or lack thereof. Stormy glad her mama got to tell Mel off at the little tea party. And Tiffany says, well, maybe you and Mel should have a one-on-one. You'll see each other at my baby shower. You got 4 kids. What you need a shower for? Oh. But across town, mealy-mouthed Tisha and cousin Kiki are heading to a basketball game. However, Tisha wants to talk about Martell's magazine party. So they get to talking about the squabble betwixt her and Tiffany. And Kiki said I was trying to not embarrass her pregnant butt, but she kept going with the stupid stuff. She said, look, I ain't bringing no more mess to people, but if somebody bring it to me, I'ma speak on it. Tisha says, well, Tiffany was talking about my business and my marriage, and there's stuff in the streets about her, so she should worry about her own. Again, got a gut full of baby, but worrying about Tisha and her big ugly. Big oogly. So everybody giving Tiffany a pass because she's pregnant. But once that water break, they gonna break her ass. Ooh, it's been going around Huntsville that her and somebody had some dealings going on. Tisha said, I'm about to come out the bag on this piffle. Talk about my big ugly. After commercial break, Tiffany and the man she's cheating on go to get an ultrasound for the baby. I wonder if that's his baby. That baby is huge. That baby looks like a toddler. My goodness, that baby's coming out grown. So now he asking her how she gonna slow down when she drops this baby. She's like, well, it's gonna be really stressful, but we can do it. Why would you do something really stressful? Why? A baby? I just don't get it. She's like, I don't even want to take maternity leave. I'll nurse between meetings. Hey, you go ahead. Just don't ask me to babysit. After commercial break, we head over to Kimmy and Maurice's. So they saying that Sheree was real quiet at Martell's event. They thought she was gonna talk more. I could see Sheree being quiet. I feel like she's a Capricorn. She feels out the room. We're quiet until we get going. Then once we get going, good luck. But now we get to co-parenting with Monster. So Maurice has Monster in a boot camp, got him doing all this stuff, 20 things, but none of them are about helping Kimmy around the house. And she's like, I'm not surprised. I keep asking, and can't get it. You better play that cancer card, heifer. So, Kimmy, here's what you do. Hire a maid and bill Maurice. If he wants to let his son not do chores, that's fine. Make them pay and stop stressing yourself out. Because here's the thing. You ain't going to train him out of being dirty. He's going to be embarrassed out of being dirty. He going to move out, have a filthy apartment, and ain't going to get no puss. He'll learn. That's when he'll learn, though. But don't stress yourself out. Just make Maurice pay. Oh, but now we have messy Martell sitting down with big ugly Marceau. Didn't you take that last year? But Tiffany's coming by because they're doing something at the Selma Jubilee Parade. So Martell says Sheree shared the conversation that y'all had with me. Well, you shared your schlong with your mistress, so you know about sharing. Things that are supposed to stay private. You're surprised that I'm nosy? Oh God, Martell gonna say, I'm not a cheater, I'm not. You have a child with your mistress. Martell said, are you a cheater? I have cheated before, and you'll probably cheat again. Marceau's also flabbergasted. This is not how I do business. Well, when do you actually do business? She said, I was asking these questions for me. I was wondering if her and Mel had a relationship at this point. For the kids. For the kids. She said I could imagine them being in community and conversation. Martell said Mel and I aren't in community and conversation. We're in contention and co-parent. But Sheree won't be a step-parent. Girl, I know Tiffany is not asking, why is Marcel in this conversation? It's not his business. But this is a conversation about you getting in someone else's business, but now it's not Marcel's business. So she said, well, you've had sex and been with Sheree for 8 months, and then they're both like, you have sex after 8 months? But I wasn't asking her about your sex life. But why'd you just bring their sex life up? I love blended family. Oh my God, you ain't shit. My kids benefit from blended families. Oh, that's right, you did say, is Sheree's pussy that good to feel like she gonna keep me? Can she drop down and get a kegel on? Marceau said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now she don't remember saying that. Roll tape, cause you did. Girl, Marceau said you might need to get tested for being a Karen, cause you up in the business. She used her pregnant past for a plot line. Martell said you don't know how deep me and Sheree's relationship is because it's so shallow. So Martell gathers his things to leave. Martell said, I'm telling your husband. Well, that was the shit. I'm gonna see you soon for something. That better have been 8 minutes.